Hello and welcome to Austria as MotoGP returns from our summer break. I hope that everybody is refreshed and ready for the next 10 Grand Prix over the next 14 weeks. I have decided to put my pina colada down on my sunbed on a nice Catalan beach and decided to actually get back and do some proper work, if you can call this proper work. It's not really. I have famously before been able to do this whilst holding an Australia Galicia 0-0. Proud partners, of course, of MotoGP, as I try and get a name drop in there to make sure that they send a crate my way to enjoy the rest of these summer months. But welcome back. It's good to be back, don't you think? And we pick up where we left off, down here at the factory Ducati box, because Marc Marquez, surprise, surprise, was fastest here at the Red Bull Ring. The man that leads the World Championship by 120 points and said in yesterday's press conference that it is only I that can stop myself from winning that 7th MotoGP World Championship, has not had any sort of after effects of his time with his girlfriend and family and friends and a lovely boat just off Menorca. He's managed to concentrate and get back down to business immediately, which is incredibly impressive. And the most impressive thing of all, Marc Marquez did that session on the same set of medium tyres, medium front and rear, 20 in total. Fastest lap of the session, a 129.3 on his very last lap. Lap 20 of 20 did a 129.8, which I'm sure when everybody looks at the data from this opening session of the weekend, people will be immediately drawn to that and go, oh dear, we may well have an MM93 sized problem to deal with once again this weekend. How can we forget? Ahead of the summer break, he went on a run of 10 straight, a perfect 10, 5 sprints, 5 Grand Prix, dating all the way back to, if I can do my maths right, can somebody help me? When was it? Silverstone, he had his issue. Aragon, there we go. It's all blurred into one now, but as it will do over the next 14 weeks as well. Great to be back here under the sunshine, as we can see. Look at this. Glorious blue skies, delighting the fans that have come here to Austria. Before, of course, we then head for the very first time to Balaton Park in Hungary next weekend. There are still very, very select few number of tickets available for Sunday's not very first, but returning Hungarian Grand Prix. So if you get onto MotoGP.com, you can snap up the last few. I was told just before we came on to do this, there's around 2,500 tickets remaining before it's completely sold out on Sunday. So make sure you're one of those last 2,500. But although the sun is shining now, the weather forecast does say currently that we could well be in for a little bit of rain on Sunday, possibly. It's very difficult to judge from previous times coming here because of where we're sat in the Styrian countryside. Weather pockets can drift in and drift out, and it almost has a mind of its own. So often you can't really focus too much on the weather forecast, but they've been treated to glorious weather like this for quite some time now, and a lot of locals, in particular, Klaus, our lovely barman yesterday, was telling us that it's due some rain, so don't be surprised if it does come over the course of the weekend. But we shouldn't have any problems this afternoon. Let's go on our usual walk and talk, our tour up and down pit lane, as we tell you that Marc Marquez, fastest, Pecco Bagnaia up there as well. Another strong performance for him. And Marco Bezzecchi inside the top 3 once again. Bez is really starting to find some form. In fact, over the last 4 Grand Prix, it's only Marc that has scored more points than Marco Bezzecchi. That new Aprilia with the update, whether it comes to rear aero. Careful, Olivia, nearly falling over. Next time, just watch out there. Once he brought those new updates, he's been able to really take a step forward and challenge on a far more consistent basis. And Jorge Martin, who we spoke to yesterday, doesn't have any real sort of ambition or hopes or expectations this weekend, is, I'm sure, looking at the form of Bez and thinking that he's not going to need long himself for the World Champion to be able to get up to that kind of speed. Bez is there wherever we go now. This is a circuit that in the past hasn't suited the Aprilia. It's all about it's all about braking hard and accelerating from low speed, which often hasn't been where the Aprilia is strongly suited. The Aprilia in previous years, in previous iterations, has been needing to flow. That's why when we've been to Assen, when we've been to Silverstone, it has been at its very best and we've won races, but it has struggled here. But clearly, this new Aprilia is far more well-rounded than what we've seen in previous years, which is allowing Bez the opportunity to be fast at whichever circuits we go to, which is positive, very positive indeed. We're down here at KTM, who, of course, as we said in our preview yesterday, our Gear Up show, which if you don't tune into, it's live not only on MotoGP.com, but here on YouTube and across our social media platforms. Half an hour ahead of every press conference on a Thursday. You can watch it back as well. Myself and Lewis Sudderby often joined by riders on the grid, team managers, special guests to be able to preview what to expect over the course of the weekend. And we said this is like KTM's cup final. A result here, it's their big derby game if you're a football fan. A result here means more than anywhere else, and often a result here can alleviate pressure that may well be building. But of course they did get the result that they so desperately needed last time out in Brno. A double podium for Pedro Acosta coming at exactly the right time, and they've been working tirelessly over the summer break as well of KTM, introducing not only a new exhaust package but a brand new aero update for 3 of the 4 riders to try this morning as well. It's very Ducati-esque, shall we call it. It almost looks to me like a straight copy of what we see with regards to Ducati's aerodynamics package from last year. So I said on the live this morning, maybe Pedro Acosta has got his wish after all. He's not on the Ducati he wanted to be on. He's on an orange Ducati instead. But it's certainly positive signs for KTM, who picked up that result right at the correct moment. I say 3 of the 4. Of course, Maverick Viñales down here at KTM Tech Swat, making his return from injury, and as is often the case, so with an injured rider, instead of giving them the new part straight away, they allow them time to get back up to speed first before starting to throw new items at them. They'll start them off with a package that they know and they're comfortable with before then introducing those new items. So that'll be an indicator as to Maverick's condition, whether those new items come throughout the course of the weekend. Can we see anybody from KTM? There's Paul Espargaro there, who of course helped guest host ever so slightly last time out in Brno when he was covering in for Maverick Viñales, but we'll allow him to chat away with his wife and good friends there. To come down to Honda, a new aero package for them this morning as well on both of Luca Marini's bikes, which clearly shows that it is a step in the right direction. It's a package that we've seen Aleix Espargaro try over the past couple of tests that he's done as well. Also Joan Mir trying it, so Honda certainly trying to find that little step to see them become a little bit more competitive as well. What about Gresini? Well, Alex Marquez, worth bearing in mind in case you have switched off from MotoGP. In Brno, he was handed a long lap penalty, which means that on Sunday's Grand Prix, regardless of how he performs on Saturday, he will have to go through the long lap penalty loop, which is up at turn 1 here in Austria. So that is something that we have to consider when it comes to working out the chances of Alex Marquez this weekend. We scuttle past the factory Ducati box again. Hello, sir.
Hey, how are you?
I'm very good, thank you. How are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm good. So, I can see you've got the 93 merch on.
Yes, sir. All the way from the USA, Austin, Texas.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow. So it's won 10 in a row. Can he make it 12 this weekend?
I think so. He never won here, so he's definitely going to try, right?
He's due one. And when do we think he's going to wrap up the World Championship? Because everyone's not talking about if he's going to win it. It's about when he's going to win it now.
I don't know. It's going to be, I think it's going to be quick.
Seems so.
Quick. If it continues the way it is, I think it's going to be quick. Yeah.
Big trip for you from
Yeah.
Austin.
Yep. Yeah, we came, we belong to the fan club.
Okay.
So we came down to Portugal to see family, and then we traveled over here for the last week.
Very nice.
Going back home on Monday.
First time here?
First time in Austria, yes.
And what do you make of it?
So far, very nice. Very
beautiful.
Nice. Yeah, very beautiful. Yeah.
Oh, great to see you. Jack, nice to meet you.
Nice meeting you. Take care.
Enjoy the weekend.
Yes.
Enjoy the weekend. There we go. MotoGP fans travelling far and wide to maybe see a little bit of history. Marc Marquez, as he said, quite rightly said, never taken victory here at the Red Bull Ring. One of only 3 circuits on the calendar that he's previously raced at and not been able to take a victory. So if he can tick this one off, I believe the other 2 are Mandalika and someone is going to be screaming at me in the comments now. What's the final one? Is it Portimao? I think it's probably Portimao. I'm trying to think. when we first started going to Portimao, we had all of his injury woes and he didn't win there last year. So yeah, Portimao, there we go. I've worked it out on the fly. So there is a real possibility that by the time we come to the end of the year, Marc Marquez will not only be a 7-time world champion, but will, if he's also able to win next time out in Hungary as well, which we don't think is out of the question, given the fact that it's an anti-clockwise circuit, given the fact that he was there testing with Ducati just a couple of weeks ago. We could get to the end of the year and Marc Marquez is not only a 7-time world champion, but has also won at every single circuit he has ever raced at. I mean, that is GOAT territory, surely. It's in the conversation anyway, given the way that he's performing at the moment. Are we going to be able to see any riders? I mean, this is a poor return to form for myself here on Inside the Paddock. We're normally able at least to grab one person to give us a little bit of a heads up on how conditions were and whether they had fun or had some struggles out there. But so far, we're shooting a blank, which isn't particularly ideal. Clearly, not enough work has gone into my preparations over the winter months to make sure I'm ready and firing. Although I can see there, could be in luck here. Let's have a quick look down to the right-hand side. Do I see some levers? I do. It's Alex Rins. Let me see. He's running off in the other direction, though. Let's see if we can grab a word with Alex to see how he found things this morning. Posing for a few photos with some of the fans here that have gathered. Also doing a few signatures as well. What T-shirt is this that he's signed? Is it just a plain white tee? No, it's not. I wonder what's on that T-shirt there. Is it a Red Bull Ring special? Alex, how are you?
Very good, and you?
Yeah, not bad, not bad. How was that first session? I mean, conditions were great. Did you enjoy it?
Conditions were great. It's nice to be back after 3 weeks. For me, looks like 2 months without the without the MotoGP. But yeah, condition was great. The grip level on track was not so high. But yeah, overall, I'm quite happy with the session. We were like changing a little bit riding style to feel better in the bike, and yeah, looks great.
Good stuff. Hope you have a good practice later.
Thank you.
There we go. Good to catch up with Alex. Grip levels, not as they would hoped, but I mean, even for this morning, track temperature pretty high. So that's something for them to try and tackle with, and we fully anticipate as we go throughout the weekend, go throughout the rest of the day. Forecast saying we could get up to sort of ambient temperature of about 32, 33 later on this afternoon when it comes time for practice at 3 o'clock local time, which will make things pretty sticky and greasy out there as the guys have to go into time attack mode for the first time in 3 weeks in the final 15 minutes of that one. Alex, yesterday was saying maybe they were going to adjust the usual plan and maybe use a soft rear tyre at the end of that opening free practice session, because that's where he's struggling at the moment, being able to maximise a soft tyre and put that one lap together. We know, we speak so often about how important qualifying is in MotoGP, and that's where he feels he's really losing out at the moment. He didn't actually do it in that session, but he did say that the plan B option was maybe to go a little bit earlier when it comes to the time attacks in practice later on. Everyone normally waits for about 20, 15 minutes to go, but we may see Alex doing a couple of runs starting out a little bit earlier than normal, just to try and give himself the best opportunity possible to set the best lap when it comes to time attack modes. And we'll finish off down here at Aprilia. I think we've ticked pretty much everybody off when it comes to what's happening up and down pit lane. And Aprilia, it seems, other than the factory Ducati squad and Marc Marquez in particular, although Pecco Bagnaia is having his struggles this weekend, of course, going to those 350 brake discs, which allowed him to be competitive in Aragon. Might be able to have a little bit of a resurgence in form. But Aprilia, for me, I think after all of the troubles, all of the headlines, all of the chatter in the opening part of the season, are as settled, as confident, as fast as anyone right now. Being in black isn't a bad thing at the moment. You feel as though it's a team that in the second half of the season feel they've got a huge opportunity in front of them and some big results to come if they can find a way, which is the million-dollar question right now, to stop Marc Marquez. It's a million-dollar question because I don't think right now anybody's got any answers to that one. It's perfect 10. Is he going to make it 12 in a row? Certainly looks that way with his pace this morning. we'll be back with you for Inside the Paddock after qualifying this time tomorrow, midday. Please do join us. I'm hoping to try and get a little bit more reaction than what we did in that one. Thank you for joining us. We'll see you tomorrow. Inside the Paddock, off and running for the second half of 2025.